Hey, besties. Okay, so we are officially back with some more townie makeovers, and we are finally going to Mount Komorebi just to like revisit them and give them like actual outfits this time. And I know technically if I was going in order, even though I haven't been, it would have been Evergreen Harbor, but I considered doing that and it just did not move me like at all. And I thought that Mount Komorebi Sims would be more fun in the moment, so that's what I did. And so we're starting off with the Akiyama family, and I like this family, and I also like Mount Komorebi as like a world. I think it's very pretty and has a lot of like different types of locations, like different types of areas. Like I think the 3 different towns, but also just like Snowy Escape as a whole was a really well done pack. I think the clothes were pretty good. I think the Sims were pretty decent looking. I think the stuff that we got with Cass was also really good. And they definitely did their research for like cultural items and stuff, and that like the Sims here have like a culture and they feel like a people, you know. And it's really cool. I think it's still really well done, and I think that the Jungle Adventure pack cannot relate. It really cannot relate. Like there's a difference between this pack with Japanese culture or just like Asian culture in general, but I'm pretty sure it was more towards Japanese culture, and the Jungle Adventure pack towards Latin American culture. Like it's very different. Snowy Escape feels like it like respects the culture, and it's like a thing that you can have, like a benefit to your sim as like a bonus, really. And it helps to like enrich their lives and stuff, going on like the walks and stopping at all like the shrines and stuff, like going in the hot springs, like just things like that. The little like festivals and stuff, that feels like it adds something to the world and to the Sims, and it's not like a commodity. Basically, because Jungle Adventure has aged terribly. It's not like accurate to any kind of particular place, and it doesn't feel like it like enriches your Sims. It's very gimmicky. It's kind of like almost all done in 1 or 2, maybe 3 visits, and then there's kind of no real need to go back there. And it's a shame because like the world is very pretty and the Roomba Sim as a dance is very fun, but like I wish that it had done what Snowy Escape did a lot more. And also the world is still like locked as a vacation world and not just like a world, so you can't even live there if you want to. It's very bad. The vibes are not really the same, and I don't know, it makes me feel icky. It does, it really does. I'm tired of being quiet about it. Like I really don't like it, and I wish that it got like a revamp. Like it needs more than a refresh, it needs like a complete revamp. We're never gonna get that. I know what company we're dealing with here. Like it just, I don't like it. I really don't like it. And I wish that like if EA or like the Sims team ever does another type of like real world cultural infusion into like the Sims world, that it treats it more like how Snowy Escape did rather than how Jungle Adventure did. And I don't know how I got into ranting about Jungle Adventure, but it was just something I was thinking about when I was like making sure this family had some more like matching outfits for like their formal wear and their party wear, and it felt more like cultural. Because Jenna is not from Mount Komorebi, but Kaido is, so I imagine that like he would want to be more connected to his culture in that way, and he would want his like kids to be connected, and therefore Jenna would also be connected in that way. And I know that like mountain climbing or like rock climbing is like a really large thing for them too. So I made sure to keep their athletic wear and also their like cold weather wear very outdoorsy, very rock climby, because I think they do that as a family, because I'm pretty sure that kids can climb or do something. It's been a while since I've played in Mount Komorebi and with like the skiing and like the rock climbing skills, but I feel like they can, but I also kind of feel like they can't, so I'm not too sure. But at the very least, I'm sure that the kids are like active with them. Like in a hypothetical sense, I'm sure that they would be like safely climbing on like the kid-sized walls and stuff. But yeah, and also it's been so long that I don't really know if Jenna's supposed to be a redhead. I think she is, but it really could also be that she isn't, and I'm just sort of stuck with that as my own canon. But I think she looks really good with red hair, actually, rather than like brown hair or like light brown hair. I think the red adds a little bit of pizzazz to her face. And I feel like the kids are twins. I feel like they are. I'm also unsure because I never really play with like pre-mades basically. So it's actually quite interesting when I like read the bios sometimes and find things that like I never knew or like I never created in my own canon from like seeing the people in the world all these years. But I made sure that like, the kids had like lighter hair, but I'd never changed their eyebrows last time. So they still had like base game eyebrows, so I really wanted to go in and like change some stuff around. And also I'm pretty sure Jenna has freckles, or at least I gave her freckles, and so I wanted to give Taku some freckles because it's only right, and also I'm like addicted to giving my Sims freckles, so it's only fair, you know. And I gave him one of the like Johnny Sims child's hairs, basically like a conversion to child hairs, but it's very cool. It's very K-poppy and trendy, and I feel like that's really like the TikTok children, like, you know. Hello fellow kids, very much that kind of a vibe when I was trying to like think of what he would like, because again it's been like a year. That's sort of what the series is, like thinking about how much they've changed in a year. So I imagine they're getting like closer to teens than they are to just being like kids, so I imagine they are starting to sort of think about things like that, which is why they have like slightly more trendy clothes. And also Miki, I don't know what happened. I don't know what hair she had, but I no longer have that hair. But this hair is so much cuter. Like I love the flower clip. It's very cute. Yeah, I've been really trying to use that for so long, and I finally was able to use it for her. And I think it's so cute. I love like the little bob cut. It works really well. And I need to like I need to take some time and like download some essentials back. Like I need the Kijiko eyelashes for like kids and like toddlers and stuff, and I need like a mod that like opens makeup back up for toddlers, because it got locked recently and I still haven't done that. I've really just been like procrastinating on that. And I was also trying to like clean out my mods folder. It was like a whole thing. But like I think I cleaned too close to the sun. And I need to get some of the things that I like deleted back, because like it's so annoying to not be able to give like kid Sims the Kachiko eyelashes, specifically when they have like non-black hair. And even sometimes I just don't like the way that like Maxis Match eyelashes look sometimes. Like sometimes they're too long or like they stick out weird, and I just don't like them all the time. So I sometimes I just really want that, and then I regret not having that. And then we move on to the Nishidake family. And I love this family specifically because I love making Kaori's grandparents very old. Like it's so fun being able to like layer on all the different elder specific skin details that I have, because I don't really get to make elders often, and I don't really get to play with elders often or for a long time. So it's like not very often that I get to enjoy them being and looking old. And so this is always like a good excuse to really live that life. Although briefly and in cast, like it still means a lot to me. And I love that, but I also wish that we had a bit more aging stuff just like in the game and not like CC. And I know that there was a recent kit that was like targeted at elders, but like I don't know. I just, not to be that guy or anything, but like I just feel like it could have come in like Growing Together or literally any other thing that related to like family, like parenthood even, maybe, I don't know. Growing Together gave us like quite a lot of like good stuff, but like we could have gotten even more stuff. Maybe like some canes, that would have been nice. And just more elder specific things. Like I understand that that's what kids are for, to sort of bridge the gap in content, but it's also like I feel like the quality of packs have kind of decreased since, I'll say even The Sims 2, but definitely The Sims 3. I think that, I don't know, a lot of packs feel unfinished sometimes, or like they're missing things. And I don't know, I don't really like that. Because I feel like it wouldn't have taken a lot to just like take a little bit more time and give us a few more things for each like life stage, since that's what Growing Together was aimed at, you know? And it's like either the children are always getting ignored or the old people are always getting ignored, and then young adult and adult have like the greed that they talk about in the Bible, like and everyone else is just there. And it's a bit unfortunate. And if it has to be done through kids, then I guess I'll have to deal with that. But I would love a bit more for like infants. Like I feel like infants have kind of just been like left by the wayside. Like, aside from CC, like if you don't use CC, you have like 5 options. And like I understand that they're babies, but like be serious, you know? Like people love dressing up babies. So it's like, why do we not have enough stuff? Like I want a lot of like old people things, and I want a lot of like little baby things, and we just don't have that right now. So again, if it has to be done through kids, then it has to be done through kids, and I'll just have to buy it. But like I would love to see that, some more like life stage specific things. Like a cane would be so cool, that added like a slightly different walk style, you know, a thing that people don't really even know exists anymore. Like I remember the last time I've changed a walk style, or I've seen someone change a walk style. Like it doesn't happen that often. Every now and again you remember that it exists and you change it, but like it's really not that important. And so I don't know, I feel like a cane that added a little walk style for elders would be really sweet. Definitely feel like Kaori's granddad would love that. Like it adds so much character, so much charm, you know? I don't know. I do think that like Snowy Escape did have some things geared towards more elders, but it's also like a particular type of elder. And I wish that we had more, just more things, maybe even some more hair swatches, some more like balding to almost bald to almost like completely bald options for men too, because I feel like we only have like 2 good options. And I would really love more of that. And Kaori, who's really the star of this household, I saw this hairstyle by Cake Cream, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, and I realized that I did not care for the platinum. Like, I remember when I gave her that makeover, I was like really into platinum blonde, because I think it was the same year that we got those swatches updated, so it was still very new to me, so I really wanted to give everybody a platinum. But I really like the brown more. Like, the dark brown looks really nice, and I know I lighten it a little bit, but it's like, it's really nice. I think it matches her a lot better than the platinum ever did, really. And I also just want to talk about a little bit about how they definitely tried to do like an interconnected web type thing with the townies of this world. Each of the 3, because there's only 3 households, so that's what kind of ruins it, but each of the 3 households sort of have like a little background, and they're somehow related to each other, not in that way, but like, you know, like Kaori likes Kiyoshi from the other households, and then Kaido likes, or like used to date Kiyoshi's mom, and they might still be doing that. She might be cheating behind him, I don't know. Like, I really liked. I liked that, but it was kind of before the like sentiments thing, so there wasn't really a way that you could sort of represent that in game at the time. And I don't even think that they did the relationship. I think they did, but I also am not sure if they did, like the relationships in the sim panel, to like if they even know each other. Because I know that's a thing with Johnny Zest and the land crabs, like they don't even know him. There's no like son title attached, so it can create some really awkward situations sometimes. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like they can do a little bit better when it comes to setting up the background for some things, and I really enjoyed the direction that they went in with this, like having a sort of Sims 2-esque, some of these Sims are messy with other Sims type background story. I love that. I think we all love that. That's why like The Sims 2 did so well, because of how deep and rich the lore of that game was, and how dramatic some of like the storylines are, but just the fact that it felt like it was like a town, you know. Like each family felt connected to the other family in some way, and that's really all we're asking for, really. Like, yes, The Sims 2 was also like a closed world, just like how The Sims 4 was, so technically all you had was like your home lot and like community lots, but it's like it just felt richer and deeper than The Sims 4's relationships can feel sometimes. And I don't know, I just feel like we should work on that. I think that and like the emotions are like the 2 biggest issues with The Sims 4. I think I complain about it, but also I would be so happy if they would continue to do stuff like that, which they have not. I feel like they haven't done it since Snowy Escape came out. They've not done like interconnected back stories since this pack, which was very unfortunate. Like, I really felt like, you know, we were really getting somewhere, and especially with sentiments, like, I don't know, I feel like we could really do something now with like these interconnected messy sort of backstories, and I think that's really all we can ask for. Like, it needs to feel a bit more like a community, you know. Like, these Sims interact, like they should at least know somebody outside of their households in some way. Like, I feel like they don't do enough for the pre-mades in The Sims 4, and that's why it doesn't make me want to play with them, because it's like, these aren't real people. And you need to convince me that these people are real. and it's not really doing that. But I do like Kaori just because of like my own play, like through my own play. Like I see her a lot and I just enjoy her, and I try to make sure her and Kiyoshi work out. But that's like something that I do on my own, but it's also led by that like background story where it said that like they're crushing on each other, you know? Like I think that the background story has done quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot of like heavy lifting there. And then we went to the last family, the Ito family. And I really didn't have much to change with Naoki. Like, he actually looked amazing. And shout out to last year's me. Because, like, I think he looks great. So good. Because they're supposed to be two famous people. I think famous climbers. I know that the mother is, like, a famous skier, I think. And she had dated Kaido from the very first family that we gave a makeover to in this video previously, like before either of them had kids. And then I think Kaido like is supposed to move back in with his foreign girlfriend, wife actually, and their kids back into Mount Komorebi, and that's why it gets messy, because like he basically brings the mess back, and then she starts getting like distracted. So I changed their sentiments between Naoki and Megumi into having like a distant family relationship and also a like strained romantic relationship, because it very heavily implies that Megumi is too distracted by Kaido, that like she doesn't really like, her heart's not in it basically. It's not, at least not fully in it. And I think that's fun. Like, that's very fun. And I think that's also why the Mount Komorebi Sims stick out so much, because of the background story. Can you tell that I really like the idea of background stories, and I'm definitely trying to push that agenda, because it's definitely definitely something I'm trying to push, because it adds a little something. It adds a reason for me to like the sim and to like want to get to know the sim, or at least to want to have a hand in the Sims future in a very like god-like way. I really enjoyed all of the tweaks that I made to everyone's face. I think everybody looks great, actually. And I really didn't have very much to do aside from just give them new outfits and change up hairs here and there. I think this was really one of the like big turning points in sim creation. I think the first wave of sim creation change happened with like Sanmai Shuno townies, and this was definitely like a big improvement. I don't know if these were like the first simmer made townies, but like these were really good looking sims. And you can definitely tell that there was some like thought behind these sims and their backgrounds. And that also leads me to my last point, which is I wish that we had one bigger worlds, but that's an entire demand on its own, but also more households. Because I know that there's like, they want you to be able to have enough houses available that's not full with a family for your own sims to move in, but it's also like I need to interact with sims and sometimes the worlds can feel very dead because I just don't think that it has enough sims sometimes to like spawn in. So perhaps if we had more families in these worlds, then we would see more people. Like I think Windenburg doesn't typically feel very dead because there's like enough people in that world to sort of populate it. And yeah, like I feel like we didn't really have like those types of issues with like Willow Creek or even like Oasis Springs, and those didn't have like tons of families, but it had like more than like the 2 or 3 that we've been getting lately in most like expansion packs and stuff. We just don't get a lot of pre-mades, and so yeah, it's kind of like a vicious cycle of like never playing with the pre-mades because like they don't really feel real or like they have any kind of impact, and then wanting more pre-mades to not play because they don't feel real, but like they're vital to like my sim ecosystem, because if I don't have pre-mades and I have to make literally every family, and I usually play on a short lifespan, so it's like there's an actual ecosystem going on here. Like I need the pre-mades to feed my sims. So like if we don't have enough pre-mades and I don't have enough people, and then that's the issue. So I feel like we need more. We need more pre-mades, bigger worlds, but again, that's an entirely different request. But with like deeper backstories and with actual connection to the world that they come with. That's really it. Like some skills, a job, some friends, an enemy, like things like that. Like they should know people outside of their households. They really should. Like they live here. If you want to like really keep that image up, they lived in this town since they were born. Like there's no way they don't know at least one other person outside of their household. So like those are my demands. And I don't think that they're very difficult. I really don't think so. I think that's a very reasonable thing to ask for. And I love that I've just been ranting about townies and packs this entire time and not really stayed on topic at all. But I feel like that's kind of a common thing on the channel. Like I feel like you know what you signed up for, basically. And so I'm gonna just like discuss like the last 2 sims, because I already talked about like the parents, but like the 2 children, I really enjoy them. I imagine that Nanami is more of like a little bit of a spoiled kid, because like like her parents are rich, like they're literally rich, like her mom's famous. I feel that she always gives like a little bit of like a spoiled child to me, and I like that. I love making spoiled kids, like spoiled rich kids. It's such a fun dynamic to explore. So I always try to lean into that, specifically as like her child self. I feel like as her teen self, she kind of like grows out of that and becomes more of like a normal person. But I love making her spoiled when she's like a child. In Kyoshi, I gave him this like new hair that I got from somebody. Definitely one of the several sim CC creators that I follow on Patreon, but it's very cute, and I at first wasn't too sure about how I felt because like the hair strands in like the face, but like I really like that. It feels very trendy, and I really wanted to like make these sims as like fun and trendy as I possibly could, because I feel like that really matters. You know, like these are decently put together sims that care about like their appearance, and so I really wanted to make sure that like that was obvious, that I can convey that visually. And then these screenshots, I took them in front of everybody's individual homes, and they're very cute. I love them a lot. I'm gonna be putting them up in the gallery. I will definitely get back to putting them up on Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next video.